Hello and welcome to Experience Realty. My name is Tarun. In my line of work as a property consultant, I often meet clients who reflect on the past. I hear stories such as, I had an opportunity to buy a 6-bed villa in Fairway in Dubai Hills Estate, but I did not put the pen on paper. Or, I had an opportunity to buy a signature villa in Palm Jumeirah in 2005, but I let the opportunity go by. Well, that 6-bed villa in Fairway in Dubai Hills Estate would have made you wealthier by 135% today. And the signature villa on the Palm would have made you your grandchildren's favorite grandparent. Why? Because they would have been in line to inherit a property which has appreciated by 1100%. Your choices are your half chances. So are everyone else's. One opportunity used correctly in real estate can transform your life. Now, if you happen to be someone who missed out on an opportunity to buy a villa in Dubai Hills Estate, District 1, Emirates Hills, Jumeirah Golf Estates, or Jumeirah Islands, then drop whatever you are busy doing and watch this video, because this happens to be your opportunity to secure a property for yourself which will create generational wealth for your family. Now, being a good Samaritan that I am, you may decide or may not decide to buy this property from me, but I want you to have a go at this opportunity, because by doing so, you will create at least 100% profit or appreciation for yourself. We've all heard of the phenomena, the early bird catches the worm, and somehow we've chuckled it off and laughed it off. But in the realm of investments and real estate, this phenomena is very relevant. Investors and homeowners who are strategic, evolved, and take calculated risks by entering into an investment or a real estate project in the nascent or formative stages have always gone on to create wealth which lasts for generations. Now, today I'm going to let you in on a project where you, by today investing at 1700 dirhams per square foot, can acquire an address branded mansion in a community in Dubai which has no parallels, the Oasis, and by a developer whose legacy precedes them on the global stage. The Oasis is the apotheosis of luxury, and luxury real estate today happens to be one of the most sought after asset classes in Dubai. In lieu of this, it is important to understand the performance dynamic of luxury real estate in Dubai before you make a decision which is evolved and informed. What is the definition of luxury? A state of great comfort and elegance, often involving a hefty price tag. Well, not really. Dubai real estate market actually spoils you, because here you get luxury but you pay nothing compared to what you would pay in other prime real estate markets for properties which can be compared to what you can acquire in Dubai. Just to give you perspective, $1 million invested in Dubai will get you 979 square feet of prime real estate. The same amount of money invested in Hong Kong will only get you 230 square foot of prime real estate. This has been the catalyst for something that happened in 2023, where Dubai real estate market trailblazed all the other prime real estate markets for the $10 million transactions and the super prime $25 million transactions, with a total of 434 transactions which were $10 million and 56 transactions which were super prime, representing the $25 million mark. Now, another important aspect, we have been building on this, and the preliminary numbers for 2024 look to be very promising, where 435 transactions to the tune of $10 million or above have already been registered. Dubai today happens to be the new hotspot for 73% of the high net worth individuals who have set their sights on a property acquisition in this city. The $10 million home listings are plummeting, okay? If you look at the trend, then starting from Q2 of 2023, the listings from 1360 have come down to 430 in Q2 of 2024. That is a 65% decline in the $10 million home listings in Dubai. This phenomena is the most noticeable in luxury villas and especially waterfront communities like Palm Jumeirah and Jumeirah Islands. The demand for luxury homes stems from genuine end users. These guys are buying these properties for personal use. As per the Knight Frank destination report, 43% of the high net worth individuals with liquid assets to the tune of $15 million today are buying homes in Dubai for personal use. Now, this happens to be one of the most significant phenomena of this market cycle, where in the past we have seen the buy to flip trend that was existing in this market, but this happens to be a deviation from that 2-decade-old phenomena of buying and flipping, which underpinned the price volatility in this market back in those days. Today, you have people who are buying houses to live in them. I'm sure, having understood the performance dynamic of the luxury real estate segment in Dubai, with the well-heeled or the creme de la creme of the world today either investing in Dubai or relocating to Dubai, the luxury listings plummeting, or you see a sharp decline in the $10 million home listings, and with a new project being launched in Dubai every 18 hours, I'm sure some of you will be startled and you must be thinking that why is it that Tarun is only going about the Oasis? The answer is fairly simple. I believe very strongly in this project, and Emaar's legacy of having delivered results like this for investors in the past and homeowners in the past, I can assure you that this opportunity will be an opportunity which will create immense wealth for you and your family. Now, in order to assess this opportunity of the Oasis, what I've done is we will be exploring or assessing this opportunity on 5 parameters, which will be all encompassing, and this will give you a crystal clear perspective about why you should be investing in the Oasis. So without much ado, let's start with the first point. The first aspect that we are going to assess this investment opportunity in the Oasis by Emaar would be location. Now, as cliched, as banal, or as hackneyed I may sound, but location is one of the most utmost aspects of investment in real estate. If a location happens to be in close proximity to the upcoming aerotropolis that is taking shape in the south of Dubai, which features predominantly in the D2033 economic agenda and Vision 2040 of Dubai government, then success is sure shot guaranteed. Emaar developing in areas where the government wants to uplift is something that we all have grown accustomed to seeing. But Emaar coming up with not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 projects in close proximity to the aerotropolis is something which we are seeing today. The total outlay from Emaar on these projects is around $60 billion. Yeah. So this is a testament of things to come in the south, where 4 premium lifestyle-oriented communities by the biggest developer are taking shape in the south. Yeah. If we zoom out and if we look at the bigger picture of what is happening in the south, then also you had Expo City, which launched a villa and townhouse community where villas on the Wadi were selling at 3,000 dirhams per square foot. Yeah. Similarly, an American developer, Discovery Land, launched another community here called Discovery Dune. By the way, another 18-hole, another golf course community, Discovery Land. 15,000 square foot plot of land selling for $7.5 million. Yes, $7.5 million. Cost of construction can go up to 2,500 dirhams per square foot. Then in close proximity to the south, or rather technically in the south, Nakheel is also developing Palm Jebel Ali, $20 billion outlay. Yeah. Starting price of a villa is around 20 million dirhams. If we do the per square foot, it's around 2,800 dirhams per square foot. Now, if you look at this bigger picture, and if you think that in the midst of all of this luxury that is taking shape in the south today, if you can foray into an address branded villa starting at 1,700 dirhams per square foot, then this is a sure shot formula to replicate success on the levels that people invested earlier in Emaar communities have experienced. So on the basis of this, on the basis of one of the biggest developers developing not one but 4 master plans, and the other developers also developing projects which are premium, I would say that this area is in the near future going to be a future luxury hotspot as well. So an investment into this area would be worthwhile to pursue, and that too, if you have the Oasis, then it's the best of the best. The second aspect of this investment decision that I would want to impress on you guys at this stage will be entering into a concept or a master plan in a nascent stage. Now, Emaar has an impeccable track record of doing massive communities, okay, cities within cities, which often revolve around a concept. So let's say the first concept that they did was Emirates Hills. I'm going to use abbreviations, my handwriting is bad. The second concept was Arabian Ranches. Again, both of them happen to be 18-hole championship golf course communities. Then they did the Dubai Marina, which is a resplendent marina masterpiece around the largest man-made canal of around 3.2 kilometers. Then they also did Dubai Hills Estate, another 18-hole championship golf course community. Then they did the pinnacle of waterfront living in Emaar beachfront. Yeah. Finally, they also did another suburban resort style family haven, boasting unmatched amenities in the form of the valley. Yeah. Now, if you look at all of these concepts, they are different ends of a spectrum in terms of location and in terms of concepts. They're all totally different, yeah? But there is one thing common in them. What is that common factor? That common factor happens to be 100% appreciation for anyone who invested in these master plans in a nascent or a formative stage. These guys are grinning from ear to ear. They're chuffed. Why? Because they are sitting on these results in a small frame of time. So 100% appreciation. Now imagine if I talk about the Oasis, a project which has no reference points. You're talking about a community around resplendent lagoons, verdant parks with majestic villas, sprawling mansions gracing expansive plots backing onto an azure blue lagoon or a park. All of the villas here back onto either a park or a lagoon. So you can very well understand the kind of life that we're talking about in the Oasis. Then the important thing is the density. The 9.29 square kilometer landmass of Oasis will only have 3,100 villas. That's it. Just to give you an understanding about the density, if we look at Dubai Hills Estate today, it's fully completed. It will boast 22,000 apartments, okay, and 4,330 villas and townhouses. Now you can very well understand almost a similar size, 10 square kilometers, 9.2 square kilometers, but if you check the density out, it's not even a fraction of what Dubai Hills Estate boasts. Besides that, if I was talking to you about the element of water, then the element of water which is associated with luxury, and also it gives you tranquility and peace as a resident. So these lagoons and canals that I'm talking about, they're not, which embellish the Oasis, they're not just embellishments, they're actually swimmable in dedicated areas. Also, another very unique thing about the Oasis is that usually you will see that in communities with water features, there is the problem of stagnation, yeah? But in the Oasis, the developer has developed the master plan at three levels. So the water from on top free flows to down, and then it is pumped all the way back again, ensuring there is no stagnant water. The water is in constant circulation, and in lieu of that, it maintains its transparent color. So the vistas of the Caribbean are no longer restricted to the Caribbean. You have them here in the Oasis for you. Now, think about it. If I'm talking about luxury, okay, if I'm talking about this kind of density, then what are the communities that I can compare the Oasis with? In my humble opinion and from my experience, what I would say, something like this can only be compared to some communities which have, yielded immense results and today are considered prime areas in Dubai, then I would say Emirates Hills. I would say another worthy option will be Dubai Hills Estate. Another worthy option will be this development around here on the waterfront, Bulgari Islands, or I would even say District 1. Yeah, these are or Jumeirah Islands as well. Yes, that's a similar kind of a concept. Now, if you look at the per square foot price in these areas, you are talking about 3,000 to 13,000 dirhams per square foot. Yeah. Well, all of these were not transacting at these price points. You will be surprised that, okay, I missed Palm Jumeirah as well. So if Palm Jumeirah, when it was launched, people who invested at that time, entering in a nascent stage, 500 to 550 dirhams per square foot. Today can go up to 5,800 or even 7,000 dirhams per square foot. Yeah. Then similarly, Bulgari Islands, which today are transacting at 13,000, were launched at around 4,500 to 5,000 dirhams per square foot. Yeah. So I feel at this stage, with the kind of concept that is coming up in the Oasis, with all the focus on this area, you can generate the same results for yourself by entering only at 1,700 dirhams per square foot. I cannot reiterate and emphasize on this fact more. This is a gilt-edged investment opportunity. The third aspect that we will be assessing the Oasis on will be the aspect of livability. Okay. Now, I think we're on the same page where I can easily say that when it comes to all aspects related to the master plan and concept, then the Oasis hits the ball out of the park. But livability is something that drives demand and prices at a later stage. Simply put, if I am buying a property and if I cannot see myself living in it, it's going to be hard to find someone who will want to live in it. Yeah. So if I buy a property where I want to live in, I'm sure I'll easily find a buyer who would buy it happily from me. Why? Because if I like it, probably the others also will appreciate it. Yeah. So it drives prices and drives demand. Now, coming to livability, a very important aspect of livability is plots. Now, villa owners, they seek fairly decent or rather large plot sizes, which is an uncommon trend in the industry right now. Here, peer developers are giving you a large built-up area on a small plot, but Emaar rewinded and got back the old plot sizes, the expansive ones. So imagine villa owners who seek luxury, they want an expansive plot. Here, a 4-bedroom villa starts with an average plot size of 9277 square feet. Okay. 5 bedrooms small, which is technically not small, it starts with an average plot size is around 9799 square foot. Okay. 5 bedrooms boast 12,000 square foot plots, and the 6 bedrooms have a huge 16,000 square foot average plot size. Now that is expansive. To find villas in contemporary competition with these plot sizes is challenging. Okay. Now, plot is great. Emaar is also giving you the best FAR, the built up to plot ratio, which is 0.82. None of the contemporary competition is doing it. As I was telling you earlier, big built ups, small plots. So 0.82 is class leading. Okay. Then plot, great. We have the best plots. Yeah. Now, when we come to the layouts, this is where again Emaar has outdone themselves by giving you class-leading layouts again. Imagine a 4-bedroom comes with a built-up area of 7,300 square foot. Okay. A 5-bedroom small, which is technically not small, comes with a built-up area of almost 7,900 square foot. And then the 5 bedrooms boast a built-up area of 10,700 square foot. And the class-leading 6 beds boast a built-up area of 12,777 square foot. That's ginormous. And all of this, what is the price point that you're paying for these? For a 4-bedroom, the starting price is 13.16 million. For a 5-bedroom small, the starting price is 15 million. For the 5-bedroom large, the starting prices are only 18 million. And the class-leading 6 beds start at 24 million dirhams. Now, if you do the per square foot price again, then starting at 1,700 for this level of luxury, you're talking about an address branded villas where everything will be top notch. This community will have the best community center, will have the best materials to be, to be used when these villas are constructed, and the kind of gentry that this will attract will only be the catalyst for more abundance in your life. Now, I can easily show you these layouts on this flat screen, but I think I had a eureka moment. And when I heard that Emaar has put dollhouses of these villas, I actually decided to go to the Emaar sales center and do the layouts on the dollhouse. So I'm going to extensively cover the layout of the 6-bed to show you what is it that you're looking at investing into. This is truly in a class of its own. Okay, so let's go and explore this dollhouse in Dubai Hills Estate. Now we can easily discuss and assess a layout over a flat screen, but there is no better way to give you perspective on a layout than this dollhouse. Now the first and the most striking feature when you look at this majestic villa will be the plot. Now villas, 6-bedroom villas here in the Oasis, they boast plot sizes which can go up to 17,777 square feet. That's huge. Now the better part or the best part about this development is that it boasts the lowest FAR, where the built up to the plot ratio is only 0.82, which is class leading. No developer in Dubai gives you this FAR ratio. Nowadays the trend is to do a small plot and do a massive built up area on this small plot. Here, the developer is giving you land, which is the biggest luxury. Now, in order to assess this layout, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take you through this layout floor by floor. Okay, so to give you perspective, now if you look at this stunning dollhouse, yeah, and when you enter these villas, the first and the most striking feature that you will be greeted will be with this double heighted ceiling, okay, which leads you into the foyer, which is 200 square foot. Imagine the warmth trickling down from that chandelier, and imagine the grand entry when you step into this villa. Then you walk in further into something grander, because this villa boasts a living and a dining space of 1300 square foot. That's massive. Also, they boast 2 kitchens, a show kitchen and a prep kitchen, both of which span of around 350 square foot. Again, you can cater to parties, you can cater to events, or you can have a quiet family dinner from either of these kitchens. Then again, as I was saying that these villas are the epitome of luxury, grandeur and opulence, since these are address branded, so expect everything to be bespoke, right from the floor to the stones, to the marble, to the brass that clads these doors or the finishings, wherever the brass is used, it'll all be class leading. Then you have your private elevator here, which again, by the way, is marble floored. Then finally you have this guest bedroom here, which is your guest's private sanctuary and comes with a walk-in closet and an ensuite. Then this flight of stair or your elevator will take you to the basement, which again boasts a 1400 square foot family living and dining area. It boasts 2 kitchens, a prep kitchen and a show kitchen with a dumbwaiter. So ease of sending food in case you're entertaining more guests on the top. Then finally, the developer has been sagacious enough to give you a private office or 100 square foot of space where you can focus on things that you need to get done. Now, I know most of us think that basements are dark and dingy, but here again, the developer has made sure that there is ample natural light trickling into these basements from these 2 huge light forbes that grace this villa. Okay, then moving on to the first floor. Now you cannot ignore it. The size of this master bed, 850 square foot, which comes with a massive walk-in wardrobe for his and her on 2 sides, okay, with an island in the center where you can, probably have your own fashionista moment, yeah. And then the bathrooms, they are again the epitome of grandeur, luxury and opulence, because they boast a his and a her shower, yeah, with a show tub and a his and her sink. The other 4 bedrooms, they are handsomely appointed and all of them are class leading sizes. Then going up to the terrace is where the game changes again, because here you have 1,000 square foot terrace, which technically adds on to your plot because you can have another garden here. Then finally, you have this family entertainment area, a gaming room, or you can use it as an office, whatever you may call it. This is ensuite. The size is around 300 square feet. Now, technically, we can call this villa a 7-bed, but we don't. This is a 6-bedroom villa. And as you can see, with all the details that I have discussed with you, this indeed is class leading. And this project is befitting of the address brand that, has delivered results and always is the zenith when it comes to luxury in Dubai. Now, having understood the layouts on the Dollhouse, I think we are set to discuss the fourth aspect of this investment decision in the Oasis by Emaar. This happens to be the brand affiliation. Now, Dubai is fast emerging as the branded residence capital of the world. As per the Knight Frank Destination Report 2024, 69% high net worth individuals today want to invest in Dubai and they want to buy a branded residence. This figure, by the way, is up from 59% over 2023. So you can see there is a surge, okay? As I was saying, branded residences are having a renaissance in Dubai. By a renaissance, I mean the sales volumes are only and only increasing. To give you an understanding, 28.8 billion dirhams worth of transactions, which total to 5,592 transactions, which was, by the way, 45% over in terms of volume and 25% over in terms of value compared to H1 of 2023. So it is safe to assume that today the well-heeled of the world want to invest in a branded residence in Dubai. Why? Because Dubai is affordable. You remember? This is also what we discussed at the beginning. Now, keeping this theme in mind, understand if I say that look at the investment opportunity in the Oasis, which is branded by address, okay? Again, according to Knight Frank, branded residences or buildings with brand affiliation or association are 30% more desirable than non-branded buildings. For buyers who are looking at buying luxury, they prefer brand affiliation, and 30% more they would tilt towards a branded building. Another important aspect in Dubai, when you're looking at divesting from a building, if you have a luxury residence which is branded, you can command a premium of 30 to 40% compared to a luxury development which is non-branded. So all of these figures and all of these numbers lead us to the conclusion that this address branded villa that Emaar is bringing up, and they are selling it to you for only 1,700 dirhams per square foot, it is a gilt-edged investment opportunity. And I'm repeating myself, but this is really important for you to understand. 1,700 dirhams per square foot. Now, address as a brand has an effect of, or is a catalyst for, driving the prices up in a location. Look at Dubai Creek Harbour. Buildings around an address building, they command a different price point. We're not even talking about address. If you look at address Sky View, the price per square foot is 5,500 dirhams, whereas other buildings around downtown, they're not transacting at the same price point. But buildings in close proximity to brands, they also have their value added to, and that's why you will see developers vying to develop around branded residences. Now, when you want to buy a branded residence in Dubai, there is plethora of options when we talk about apartments. There is a lot of options, But when we talk about villas, there is barely any options when it comes to a branded villa operated by or designed by or developed by a genuine hospitality brand. There are only two options that come to my mind. I would say one of them being the Ritz-Carlton residences. Then there is Bulgari, but okay, Bulgari, I take my word back, it's a fashion brand. So probably only Ritz-Carlton, yeah, those are the branded villas which are there in Dubai today, okay? Now, besides this, there is only one which is upcoming, and that is Address by Emaar in a community which has no reference points. So in lieu of all of this development and this offering by Emaar does not have any parallels in Dubai real estate market. And if you can, grab this opportunity by the scruff of the neck. Last but not the least, and I was reserving this for the last, the best for last as they say it, okay? This is the aspect of capital appreciation. Now I know this will have minds racing and hearts palpitating. What is it that we or I stand to gain from by making an investment in the Oasis? Now I want to make this very interesting for you. So I have divided this into two scenarios. The scenario one will actually reflect on or impress upon you that Emaar is actually selling this villa at a very reasonable price. In fact, I would say that they have underpriced this project. In fact, they should be charging us more for this, yeah? But this is what I want to impress on you in the scenario one. Then scenario two will entail us to see what kind of results or what kind of capital appreciation this project will yield for us. Okay, so let's start with the scenario one. Now, scenario one entails us to buy a plot of land. Okay, it entails us to buy a plot of land in the proximity of the area where the Oasis is taking shape. Okay, now I would say that I don't want to take names, okay, but there are communities where plots today are transacting at a price per square foot of, again, excuse me for my handwriting, 1,550 dirhams per square foot. This is the cost of acquiring a plot alone, okay? 1,550 dirhams per square foot. And it's a great community, but not at the level of the Oasis, not the scale, not the concept, but it's a good product. A great product, I would say, but not the pedigree of the Oasis. So this is what you pay for buying a plot of land in this community, yeah? Now let's say if I bought an 11,000 square foot plot here, then the cost of the plot alone will be around 17.05 million, okay? Now on this plot, the developer allows me to do a built-up area of 10,900, yeah? Now I'll be very, conservative. I'll say, let's say you have economies of scale working in your favor and you will do the best villa in 600 dirhams per square foot, okay? Now, if I say that this is 600 dirhams per square foot, then I think that the cost of you to construct this villas will be around 6.3 million dirhams, yeah? So, what is the total? The total that you're looking at is around 23.59 million. This is the cost of doing a villa by buying a plot, which is more or less like what Emaar is giving us in the Oasis. In fact, the Oasis plot is bigger, it's 12,000. Yeah, here you have a plot of 11,000. Then again, the built-up area in the Oasis is 10,277. Here you are allowed a built-up of 10,900, slightly larger, okay? But the cost is 23.59 million dirhams. Now, what price is Emaar selling you the large villa at, which backs onto water or backs onto a park? Yeah, Emaar is selling that villa to you for 18 million dirhams. So imagine Emaar is actually giving you an Address branded villa, okay, in one of the best communities in Dubai with world-class amenities, a concept like none other. And they are building the villa for you for free. It's a freebie technically from Emaar, because a similar villa in another community will cost you 23.59 million dirhams. Here you have a world-class hospitality operator, a developer whose legacy precedes them on the international stage, a concept which has no benchmarks, yeah? So I would say that Emaar is being very reasonable. In fact, they have underpriced this project in my humble opinion. This should not be at 18 million dirhams. In fact, we should pay more for this. I mean, don't hold me liable for that, but It's a very well priced product, and Emaar always has been doing that. They're very investor centric. They want investors to make money by investing in their projects. So I would say that this is a great price point. Now, having seen that these villas are actually reasonably priced, I'm sure you want to understand what do you stand to gain from this investment decision. So if we want to look at the aspect of capital appreciation, so let's say that if you want to buy a villa of the pedigree of the Oasis today, then what are the options? In my humble opinion and with my experience, I would say that if I have to find a project or a product which is comparable to the Oasis, then I would go for communities like Jumeirah Island, a pretty similar concept. District 1, again a pretty similar concept. Then also I would compare it to an Emaar community, let's say Emirates Hills or Dubai Hills Estate. These are my reference points for deriving this capital appreciation figure, which you will understand once we start discussing this. Yeah, now I know this, the choices that I've made, that will raise a lot of eyebrows. Okay, what is he talking about? These are established communities. Yes, please hear me out before you jump to a conclusion. Okay, so my idea is the comparables are District 1, the comparables are Jumeirah Island, the comparables are Emaar communities like Dubai Hills Estate and Emirates Hills. Now, if you understand, Emirates Hills, when it was launched in 2003, and Dubai Hills Estate, when they were launched in 2016, they both were deemed to be in the middle of nowhere. Dubai Hills Estate, I know, I had clients who used to tell me, Tarun, what's wrong with you? It's got the wires of the world running in front of it. It has an industrial area. It's right adjacent to an industrial area. This is the southernmost part of Dubai. Who would go and live here? Similarly, Emirates Hills back in those days was also considered to be in the middle of nowhere. This is the power of Emaar, of transforming a location. What we need to understand is that cities are dynamic. They're growing all the time. On an average, a city grows around 0.3 kilometers yearly. Okay, so Dubai as a city is growing in the east and it is growing towards the south. Yeah, this is the areas where Dubai is growing into. Now, I'm not saying that this area will be the new downtown. Like some people are claiming that, you know, the south of Dubai where Oasis is taking shape is the new downtown. No. But with the city expanding towards the east and with the city expanding towards the south, the center of the city will also shift in the near future. Yeah. So today, let's say Dubai Hills Estate is the center. Yeah, that if I fold this map by 4, Dubai Hills Estate with the center. So if this city continues to grow on the south and the east, probably someday this will be the center as well. Again, I'm not saying this is going to be the new downtown. Downtown will always be downtown. Yeah. But in lieu of the city growing, this can be the future center of Dubai, and which is fairly simple. I'm sure you will understand this concept that city keeps growing. Okay. Now imagine today, if I want to buy a villa, and why I'm telling you all of this, because people will say, oh, this is not developed. Who's going to go and live here and invest in a villa in the Oasis? You need to trust what Emaar has done with all of these transformational projects that they did. So in lieu of that, today I can say it without a shadow of doubt that my comparables for the Oasis are the communities which I named earlier. Now, if I want to buy a 6-bed villa like what we have in the Oasis, in District 1, it's going to cost me around 43 million dirhams. Similar villa in Jumeirah Islands will set me back again by 35 to 45 million dirhams. That's the range that we're looking at. And a similar villa in Dubai Hills Estate will cost me nothing less than 38 million. This is the bare minimum. Okay. With these price points, also, I'm not guaranteed something which is prime, something backing onto a park or backing onto a lagoon. Not assured. In the Oasis, with all the bells and whistles, you are talking about 6 beds only and only on the biggest parts of the canal or the biggest canals. Yeah, that's an added value. When you will go and sell this villa, you will command a capital appreciation which will be like nothing else. Yeah. So think about it now. Going back to what we discussed, let's say if I say that a similar villa is costing 3,000 dirhams per square foot in Dubai Hills Estate, okay, around 3,300 dirhams in Jumeirah Island, around the similar price point in District 1, a similar villa, yeah, similar to what the Oasis is, yeah, these are the price points. So at 1,700 dirhams per square foot, the Oasis is technically 40% lower per square foot price compared to any of these communities. Now, in order to make you understand the price appreciation, I will show you a conservative appreciation scenario to start with. Now, what is the conservative appreciation scenario? I will put a sheet on the screen and we will see how is this going to grow and what are the kind of results that this property will yield for you. Now, if you look at this sheet, 24 million dirhams is the acquisition cost, 960,000 dirhams is our DLD. The total cost goes to 24,960,000 dirhams. Okay. Now I'll say, okay, in the 3 years of construction, this property will only grow by 5%. I told you I'm being very conservative, yeah? So I will say even in this real estate market, only 5% appreciation factored over the 3 years of construction. Very, very conservative, yeah? So that takes my total amount in 3 years of this villa, of acquiring this villa, is to 27 million dirhams. But since I acquired this villa at a price point which is 40% lower than the existing property, that value should be added to my amount. This takes my total cost or my villa value to 46,967,000 dirhams. Yeah. But hold on. This is a villa which is branded by address. Yeah. It backs onto lagoon. It has a concept which is unprecedented. Yeah, and in lieu of that brand affiliation, if you remember, we spoke about the Knight Frank report, 30 to 40% appreciation. If I factor in that 30% appreciation for the premium, brand premium, then this villa should be worth 62 million dirhams on handover, which is 148% capital appreciation. Now, I'm sure some of you guys will be finding it difficult to stomach this, yeah? Even me being conservative, you might think that I'm exaggerating, okay? So let's see that we plan for a disaster case scenario. Now I'm being a doomsday prophet, okay? So I'm saying my doomsday scenario or a disaster case scenario is on the sheet number 2, which will come up on my screen now, okay? So if you see this sheet, then I'm saying that I will be someone who is saying that there will be no appreciation in Dubai real estate market for the next 3 years when the Oasis is being constructed, okay? The market comes to a grinding halt, 0% appreciation, okay? As you can see here, I factored in only 0%. No appreciation totally, okay? Now, even then, when this villa is ready, since I acquired it at a cost of 40% lower PSF, this villa should ideally transact at the same price as the other villas which are transacting today in District 1, Jumeirah Island, Dubai Hills Estate, Emirates Hills. Yes, okay, we agree with this. Now, this villa is the same price as all of these communities. But again, let's not miss the fact that there is nothing like this. Not backing on the water, no brand association, 30 to 40% brand premium, which I will add. If I add that premium, then this villa will be worth 53 million dirhams, which again is 115% capital appreciation. And this, in my humble opinion, is the genuine value of this property on handover. Yeah. So this proves the point that the Oasis takes the cake on all aspects related to a development. And this is something that you should be going for. And in lieu of this being an address and an Emaar property, I can assure you, you will always find a ready buyer when you have at the stage of divestment. You will never have any problems. It will be seamless. Regret is such a waste of time. If you do not want to be in a situation where 5 or 6 years down the line, you will be sitting with a consultant like myself and reminiscing, I met a consultant who told me to invest in the Oasis, but at the time I decided not to pull the trigger because I found the project to be too expensive in the middle of nowhere. And today here I am sitting with you on parole for another prospect which will create generational wealth for my family. Finally, if you are someone who wants to create generational wealth for yourself or you want to invest in Dubai real estate market, then feel free to reach out, and please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. This is Tarun saying sayonara until we meet again.